Hello everybody, how are you today? Today's video is my crafty chit chat and slow stitching video that comes out every Monday. And I spend about a half hour sewing, chatting, whatever with all of you. I really enjoy this video because I don't feel rushed at all. I just try to sit back and just kind of spend time with all of you, like we're all together in a room, right? So what I wanted to do in this video is I'm going to insert a shorter video here, and I want to share with you the way that I store my fabric. So here is that little video. I'm going to put it in here now, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do some work here. So this is how I store my fabrics. It's in, my regular closet, and most times I have this door open constantly because I'm always going in here. And I purchased from probably Walmart.com. It's a hanging rack. See, it comes with the hooks up on top to go over the railing. And there's like two of them side by side. And I have another one like this that I have papers, like watercolor stuff on. And I love it. I had it for years and I loved it. So I got this to store my fabrics. And what I do is I like to store them. I found for me personally, what makes sense to me is that, excuse me, that storing by color is what makes sense, because that's what I do. I'm working on something like today with the new block that we're working on. So I think of color. So I come over here and I select the color that I'm dealing with, or colors, and I go through the fabrics. So I have my whites or off-whites, or fabric that has a lot of white background. Yep, goes here. Pinks, look at the pinks. Love the pinks. Blue, I have a lot of blue. This is all blue plus in this bag. I have my greens, purples, reds. Over here, well, let me remove this. Over here is like grays, and I have blacks, and behind there's a whole big stack of all different color plaids. Yep. Down here are my yellows and oranges, my browns, my beiges. Then over here in this cubby, over here is where I have my larger fabrics. So all of the other fabrics are fairly small, except for maybe these right here that are folded up. But yeah, so these are my bigger pieces of fabric over here. So that's how I know if I need to, look for a journal cover. I would probably go to this little cubby first. Over here I have some scarves. I have my saris hanging over here. Let me switch hands here. So the saris are all hanging here. Yep, they're beautiful. And down here, I might as well just show you. So down here, this is kind of a mess, but it is what it is. There's a little shelving unit. It has like 1, 2, 3 shelves. And this is like up top here is, I can't even explain it. So I have a lot of Christmas stuff, which I'm going to be doing a video sharing my Christmas fabrics very soon because I'll be using those for my Roxy journal for the next 6 months. So in there is a bin of Christmas. There's extra stuff, just some extra stuff. Extra stuff over here. I have extra pearl thread. I have burlap. I have fabric. Some of it is like tea dyed, and then just extra stuff on the other two shelves. This is my sewing machine. Good spot for it, right? And then I just keep in assorted, plastic bags if I ever need them. Yep. So as far as fabric goes, that is how I store. I have some extra fibers up here. This is just expired tea bags and some coffee stuff for when I want to tea dye. But that is how I like to store my fabrics. So even like when I go to my local fabric store or I purchase online, I end up going through them and sorting them by color. So you can see, so I did a fabric haul video a couple days ago. I'll try to remember to link that below. But you can see that like this orange with the purple flowers, that was part of it. Some of this pink, right, this stuff up top was all part of that. This with the jacks on it was part of that. Down here I had, like, it was a lot of bigger pieces. So most of that haul is down here. And you'll recognize these from that video. Oh, and here's the some more of those pieces. So that's how I store. And let me know how you store. Like, how does your brain work when you're crafting and sewing, and how do you store your fabric? And like, what makes sense to you? Is it by color? Is it by size? Is it by project? What is it? Let me know. Okay, back to my video. Well, I hope that you enjoyed seeing that, because I always wonder, and I always like to see how people store things, right? It's always a fun thing to see. But I really am super interested in knowing how you store. Is it similar to mine or totally different? I'm sure there's like so many ways of storing things. And I don't have a tremendous amount of fabric, although it is growing, I must say. But yeah, so, I've only been sewing since September of 2021. So it's, I'm rather new to it. But anyway, so what we're going to work on today is we're going to start working on another, what I call like a simple block. This is inspired by Maria Ruiz from the Susan Taylor Brown's Creative Circle Facebook group. She posts these, and she has just totally inspired me, and I love the simplicity of it, yet I think it's super pretty, right? Because I tend to, want to put everything plus the kitchen sink on my blocks, but yeah. So, yeah. So, let's go ahead and measure this. I think it's 6 by 7. So, yep, basically almost 6 by, 7. So, the first thing I want to share with you is, what I use, what I'm using for these blocks. And then we're just going to tear out a 6 by 7 piece of it. And yeah, so then we'll lay some fabrics out and stuff like that. So this is a piece of muslin. I did purchase it from my local fabric store. It's very inexpensive, so yeah, definitely worth getting. So yeah, to use for a block or a journal, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, let's go ahead and I'm going to, whoops, move this down a little bit, make sure you can see. I have my 6 inches, and it is really honestly okay if it's not perfect. This does tear very easily. And I'm noticing that this edge over here is kind of curling under. I could iron it, and maybe I will do that before the next video. And then we're going to go ahead and measure the 7 inches. And all I do is I just cut a little slit in it, and then just tear. Beautiful, right? Easy peasy. So it's super simple to make the actual block that you plan to use. So these should be similar in size, and they are. They're pretty exact. So that is good. And let me go ahead and, yep, okay. So what we're going to do next, I do want to share with you. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit here and move this down. Okay, so I'm going to get that block out of the way, and then we have this block. Yeah, I should really iron that. I'm going to turn my iron on. I have it next to me. It's always plugged in. It's not going to reach, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just do that part of it in next week's video, because I'll make sure that I have my little iron close by, because we're not going to actually sew today. So right now we are going to look through fabric. So what I have so far, now I am trying to keep the block, I don't know, with more muted colors, right? And so what I've selected so far is this is a piece of Kathy Holden fabric, the flea market collection. So I want this piece right here. I know that. This and this I purchased from my local fabric store, and I have the whole video. It went, I put it out on Saturday, so I'll try to link it below, but if I forget, definitely go ahead and check it out. And so I'm going to be using these 2 pieces as well. So it's not like I have to have, I don't want total neutral, right? I need to have some sort of color, unless my goal is to go more monochromatic, but that is not my goal. So I think what the first thing I'm going to do, let me go ahead and cut this, because I know I want this. So I'm going to do the same thing, make a little slit and tear it. So I have that piece. So that's our first piece that we're going to put on this block. Now, if it's too big, I might end up, making it smaller, because I don't want to waste it. But we'll see. So that's our first piece. And for right now, I'm going to leave this salvage edge on there. So I know I want that. And, I like the frayed edges. So if you don't, just use your scissor to cut the whole thing. I like tearing it because it gives me the frayed edges. All right, so now I went over to my fabric organizer, and I grabbed the stack of the, beiges, browns, and I'm gonna look through this to see what else I think will look okay. How many pieces do I need? I don't know. On this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different pieces of fabric. I will definitely, we should probably look through this as well to see if there's any small pieces in here. So this is a piece I'll pull out. This right here. It's very neutral, but that would be beautiful. So we'll pull that piece out. I do even have a piece of burlap. I think I'll pull that out. Here's a piece of a scarf, a silk scarf that I tore. Let's see. I don't have to keep super neutral. I can pull in some greens or some oranges, even maybe a little bit of pink, because there is a little bit of pink, but it's a pinky peachy color. So I don't know, in that fabric. So this might be good right here, a little piece of this. I could pull in a little piece of that. So, all right. And I have this little piece of green. Okay, so see, it's good to hold on to all of these little pieces because, I don't know, I use them for sure. Because every time I work on something, I end up with little pieces. This is another scarf. You know, I don't know that I'm going to use all this stuff, but for sure. So the reason that I decided to go with a little bit of the orange and the green is because of this piece of fabric right here. So, like, this is, it's an orange. It's not this orange, but that's okay. This is like a pink, but not like a true pink, but I think that that looks pretty together, right? And then you add some green, and I think that that looks just super pretty together. Super pretty. So we'll see what I actually use. But so these are good little pieces to layer. You know, these, I have this. So, okay, so that's what we have so far. So let's look through here. Like this would be really nice, but like the other thing that sometimes I look at is like the background color. Like, are we working with a really white background or a cream color background, or does the background not even really matter? And to be totally honest, this is almost like maybe a really light green background. It may not look like it on camera, but it is definitely not white. So I don't know that I need to be super concerned about that. But like, I think that this is a beautiful neutral piece. So having something like this on there, you can, like, I like doing the Cantha style stitch, and I'm going to do the same thing on our block we're working on now. Oops, I had it upside down. Like, those words are upside down. But anyway, so I like doing the Cantha style stitch, and you can see, you know, you use a different color thread on a lighter piece of fabric, and it looks super pretty. So that's what I'm thinking when I look at this. So like, say I'm going to use green threads, right? And have some Cantha stitching, which just means the rows of the straight stitches. That would look super pretty. So I'm just going to pull that piece out. I don't know, you know, what I'll use. And let's just kind of look through here. I'm not going to, that would actually be pretty. These are from my my thing of sampler fabrics. That would actually, like, look at that. Even though that's blue, it kind of looks pretty, but I don't want to have too much different colors going on. So I think I'm not going to grab that. That is pretty. Now that matches. That actually, I think, let's look at this. This color, it's like a bluish green. It is not a solid green. I'm pulling this out. I think this will be beautiful on this block. So you can see this is my inspiration fabric right here, which I'm building off of. So let's see what else we have. I don't need any dark browns, right? This is pretty. It has the pretty trim on the end. This was a fabric napkin. I'm gonna grab that. Here's some pretty lace. What I was thinking, I'm gonna show you next what I was thinking of doing. Oh, look at that. I mean, it doesn't go with this, but look at how pretty that is. This is actually a hanky that I had cut up. Gorgeous, right? Yeah, I had gotten that long ago. Oh, this is gorgeous too. I love this piece of fabric. I have no idea what it is, but it's beautiful. All right, so just going through here quick, what jumps out to me that might look good. I have a lot of beiges right now. This might be fun to pull in, but I don't think so, because it would, like, especially this color right here. It has a lot of the orange in it. But what I want to do, I'll just tell you now, is my thought on this block is I'm going to put all of the fabric down on the block, and then I'm going to lay this piece of lace over it. And that's how I'm going to sew this right onto the block on top of the fabric. So that's kind of my thought right now. So I don't want lace and lace, but that would have been pretty. Can I pull a little piece of this in? Possibly. I'm going to pull that out. Totally different color. I mean, it's not, it's just different. Okay, so that looks like it. What I do want to do is I'm going to grab my orange pile of fabric, and let's see if there's anything in this, because I do want just a little bit more color. All right, so let's see. So where's that orange that I had? The orange and the green. Actually, that's super pretty. That is this. Look at that. So this would be nice because it is darn close. Not exact by any means, but it looks really nice with that. The only thing is, with a piece of fabric like this, do I want to cut any of it? I could cut a strip over here on the edge. I like the flowers on here, so I just want to make sure I don't mess those up. So I think that would be pretty to pull into this. Yeah, I like that. Let me just look a little bit more here. So again, this is my yellow and my orange stack. That's pretty. I'm gonna just pull out that piece. This is the piece I just pulled out, because I might end up using this instead of the darker orange. I don't want yellow. I want to focus on orange. All right, well, I think I'm going to just stick with, I like that. No, I'm not going to, nope. Okay, this is from a sheet, one of my old sheets. All right, and look at the beautiful pieces. Sorry, not the right color. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good. So let me put this to the side, and ooh, I like this. I'll pull that out too, because that looks like the color of those mushrooms. So let's look at all that we have selected, and it's quite a bit. All right, so we have these. I have the more really neutral pieces, right? Even this is really neutral. Well, even this is neutral, right? Look at how pretty. Look at how pretty that looks together. Oh my gosh. And this, of course, is neutral. And then for the orangish yellows, so I want to kind of put this next to this so you can see why I selected what I selected. Like, look at those. Now, those are almost exact. Almost exact. I have to use that. I have this piece. That looks pretty. This is definitely a brighter orange, but you know, having a little piece of this on there would be super pretty. You know, now I'm kind of second thinking putting this over the whole block. Maybe I'll just put it over a section or two, because if I'm going to put all of this beautiful fabric on there, do I really want to cover it up? I'm thinking no. Now I'm thinking no, I don't want to do that. I have this piece, right? And then as far as pulling out a little bit more of the color of the leaves, that is like perfect. And then I have a green, which is more like the color over here of these leaves right here. And I have these are the scarves, and I just like it. I like how frayed they are. I like it. I'm going to keep that. And to have something different on there, I like this piece. I'm going to keep that in the mix because, you know, like it's nice to have something unique on the block. It just kind of gives it more interest, and yeah, so, but we'll see. So that is it. That is what we have. And yeah, so that is it for today. I will see you next Monday. Yeah, next Monday's video is actually pre-recorded. I already did it because I am having my family reunion, which I'm sure you've all heard 29 times from me already. And I'm having a lot of relatives around. So, yeah, so there will be a video next Monday. I didn't want to skip, but it's a video that I recorded actually last week. So, so I will see you next Monday for another Crafty Chit Chat and slow stitching video. And so my next slow stitch video this week will be my Roxy video on Wednesday. And yeah, I think I'm going to be sewing my block into my journal. And yeah, and then after that we start in July with Christmas. So we have Roxy's is a Christmas challenge for the next 6 months. And yeah, there's more Christmas stuff coming. You know, Christmas in July, right? That's all I'm saying. But to find out more about that, definitely check out my announcement video on July 8th. I'm not putting out a video on Friday, July 1st, well, because I have family arriving. So that's the scoop. That's the scoop. So I will see you all soon. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I hope that you get some time for some stitching. All right, bye-bye, everybody.